taste of defeat at the feet of my demons. I'm such a fucking waste of achievement. I should put this trigger to my brain and just squeeze it, cause Lord, I know I ain't been no saint, but tell me what I did to deserve this.
Hey guys, welcome to Mental Health Talks, and I am Priscilla. Now, I decided to make this channel. I mean, it's obvious for the name, but mental health, mental disorders, and all that, because I myself struggle with it. Still on the verdict of, a lot of misdiagnoses and everything. I've been diagnosed from social anxiety disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, depression, bipolar, and borderline personality disorder. So, the topic for today that I'm choosing is what I'd like to call the common cold of mental illness, because it's the most common of mental illness, depression. So, the thing is, people that don't know about mental health, mental illness, or just clinical depression don't know, they think that it's just all boo-hoo, sad, crying, all that stuff, but it's not, and it could be severe. And there's also different types of depression. Bipolar is a manic depression, but still sticking into unipolar depression, clinical depression. There's a treatment-resistant depression. There's psychotic depression. My grandmother, she suffered from what I think is psychotic depression. Now, with me, my story with it, a lot of antidepressants, actually, all the antidepressants I've been on have never worked for me. Didn't give me one good benefit from it. I've had 2 hospitalizations, both when I was in high school. I was 18 years old. I'm 24 now, by the way. And they were a month apart. I went to inpatient and then outpatient, a week of both times, the same thing. And the reason I was there was because my school made me, basically. And I was like, I'm 18, can't I sign myself out? They said, well, if you do, you can't come back here, so do you really have much of a choice? I still have a lot of issues with it. Along with depression comes suicidal thoughts, possibly attempts. Sometimes they're even completed, which is very sad. And there's very low energy, very low motivation, hopelessness, worthlessness, just so many bad things. You know what I'm saying? And it's a horrible disease, and people don't really understand how bad it can really be unless you're in the depths of hell, I'd like to call it. I even made a song, State of Depression, on my feelings of it. Music used to be my outlet, and I want to get back at that because I need one, because things are starting to change with me. It's not only depression, which is bad enough on its own, you know what I'm saying? So, I'd like to hear all of your stories, involving depression. Really any mental illness, but, sticking to this topic, depression, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of family history of it, mostly on my mother's side. And to be honest, she says she understands it. She's supportive. Don't get me wrong, she's supportive. She's even tried to read books about it, but she doesn't quite understand it. There's certain phrases people that don't have depression use, because they really don't understand it. It's kind of ignorance. Like, here we go. Just do it. Okay, enough with Nike. But force yourself. You're lazy. All these sorts of things that are just very ignorant, because you cannot force yourself to do anything. You can be tied to your bed like there's handcuffs and feet cuffs surrounding you because you literally can't get up. It's almost like you're paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's also emotional numbness. Also could call it emotional flatline, to be honest. You feel nothing. There's nothingness. And then there's also emptiness. Like there's a part of you that is missing. And for those of us that can remember what it was like, or at least a little bit of what it was like to not have depression, you could tell the difference automatically right off the bat. Yeah, but I'm going to do separate videos of so many different things. Bullying, I went through that. Substance abuse, I didn't, but I have some things to relate to with it. Not the whole thing, but I am going to talk about borderline. I'm going to talk about anxiety. I am going to talk about so many things. I'm going to try to get through all of them and share my stories along the way. So I hope you guys can stay along in this journey with me and hear my story, as well as I want to hear your stories too. So leave your comments down below. What you thought of this video? What you think about me talking about mental health and all the issues that come with it? And hopefully give me a like and a subscribe, and we can continue this. Thank you very much. Peace, love, and take care of yourself. It's very important.